moving like the speed of sound. We can keep on the ground.
Welcome to the Media Soup Podcast. We got a lot of video games to talk about.
That's pretty much all it is.
Generic intro.
Intro.
What?
The generic intro.
Intro.
Nice.
The first thing we're going to talk about is, I hope I'm saying this right, Visage.
We can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
We should have found a video where they pronounced it.
Yeah, right.
It's a horror game.
We should have made a game people could, like, read the title of.
If you haven't heard of it, it's a horror game like PT. It was originally just a demo. It had actually nothing to do with PT, but because PT was canceled, they decided to make it a full game with crowdfunding, which they did very easily. Was funded very quickly. We actually have 2 games that were crowdfunded, which is awesome. You have anything you want to say on it? I mean, it looks gorgeous.
I think it looks really good, just like visually. I mean, and it's I think it'll be a pretty scary game. Just watching the 12-minute video. Granted, there's only one part that's like a little scary, but that's just because they don't want to show everything. But I think for the most part, I was sitting in suspense for the majority of that playthrough.
See, I wasn't. I thought it was kind of creepy, and I think like in reality, if you heard sounds and stuff, but like I just like is there parts where I'm gonna die in it, or I'm just playing through it like a story, like a Telltale game where it's like a movie that I'm watching, but I'm somewhat interacting with the world, or am I actually trying to survive throughout the entire game? Do I die in some spots? Do I have to start over, or am I just? That's why if it's just an experience game where I'm just interacting with the world, but there's no real, I don't know, I guess death system in place, then I think it'd be better I can't believe I'm saying that, but it'd be good as a VR game.
Well,
Which VR has absolutely nothing for it right now for its outrageous price, but
I'm sure it'll have some sort of death system. I mean, again,
because I know
be much incentive then,
but
it wouldn't be nearly as scary then.
Well, the dev said that it was going to be kind of it's not going to be like an action horror game. It's just going to be like an adventure movie game. That's literally what he called it.
It's sort of what it's like. Like, when we watched it, it reminded me of, like, the horror movies we watch where you're expecting something to be behind them when they turn.
Yeah.
And there never is until it finally happens.
I think the creepiest scene was when he was when the thing was making noises on the steps and he looks out and he like creeps up. But knowing me, that's not how I would open the door. I just slam it open, let's see what's out there, and then
you'd
close it again.
You'd run it down. Back here.
I want to see it. I don't want to peek at it. I know they're building suspense. I don't know. I think the sound design's really good. That's very key.
Again, that trailer's like pre-alpha, I think it says.
Yeah, that's pre-alpha.
So they're not even like into the alpha stage yet.
I like the hints they give you on what way to go.
Yeah, the pictures. They use the pictures to point to which direction. At least that's what we saw in that gameplay. Which
is good because PT had 0 direction. It got kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, that fetus in that tub though. Think about the fetus. So gross. Okay.
He's in a sink.
Yeah,
that's right.
The sink.
What did I say?
Tub,
that's right. Because there was something weird with the tub too.
You have to look through the hole through the other side.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That was such a scary death. That was so good. We pissed ourselves more than in Outlast. Which that's coming 2016, right?
Yep.
Outlast 2? Alright, we'll play that.
Oh, we'll definitely be playing that.
Our next is a game, actually, that recently, within the past week or 2, has just sprung up out of nowhere. It was a crowdfunding game. It's a World War II multiplayer shooter. That's about all it is. I don't think there's going to be any campaign that they're focusing purely. But it's a new indie studio that wants to make a game based on what they used to play growing up, which is what we played growing up, which was the original first 3 kind of Call of Duty games. Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which we played a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
And then, there was one other game.
Much Rising Sun.
What was another World War II shooter that they were inspired? It doesn't matter, those types of games.
Right, Beauty.
Yep.
Right on that
There
beauty.
it is.
Right on this beauty. She's a little dusty, but she still works.
Yep.
We should keep doing that. Just bring
Bring out your props.
Yeah.
Yeah, props.
Props.
But they want to just bring it to a modern generation that wants that nostalgia of playing those types of games, and also
Right.
new gamers. It will be on all platforms. We're going to try and bring it to Xbox and PS4, and first it's going to come out on PC.
Right. Steam.
But it got funded in 3 days. They asked for 100,000, or at almost 300,000 now, 350.
Yeah, just look. It's
And
almost
they still have
300.
24 more days that they can be funded, so who knows what it could reach and how fast the development could go. From what I've seen, it looks awesome. Graphics are good. It's that classic. There's no perks. There's no,
Yeah, there's no rich get richer. There's no way that, like...
It's all just skill based, like Counter. Well, even Counter-Strike has things you can do.
They get you more involved into your actual character. You can customize your weapon by engraving. You have your own patch.
And your own platoons, which are pretty much clans, but I think it'll be a little bit more unique. You can customize your own character a little bit, which we don't know anything about that yet, just that they're doing it.
I mean,
Gun sounds are super realistic. They actually went and tested the guns out.
museums and stuff.
Yep.
But more money they get, the better it could get.
Yep, exactly.
I'm
I might
excited.
even throw more money into the pot, just just a little bit, whatever I can do.
I mean, originally I thought, and still kind of feel that way, is that the, like, World War II and I genre is a little, used and abused.
Yeah, but that's because that's how it was, but it isn't, it hasn't been in the past.
I think
decade.
why I feel differently about this, though, is because they're going
Back to the classic
to the
style.
roots. Yeah, what
Casual.
made the World War II genre
Rising
in
Sun.
gameplay so much fun. Which that's what'll be fun to see. I mean...
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind when I saw it was Rising Sun.
Oh yeah, that's what as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my goodness, Rising Sun.
It's an HD remake, the one I've been waiting for. That's why I was so pumped when I saw that it was funded. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm getting this game. And it's on the Unreal Engine. The only thing things look a little disproportionate on that one map, that village map, from what I saw.
Oh, that'll all get fixed.
Yeah, I'm hoping that gets fixed.
I mean,
a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, all their
than
stuff too is pre-alpha.
Yeah, it's all pre-alpha.
Yeah,
but I don't
they
know.
were showing.
I don't know if they're aware of that.
But I noticed that too, especially when he shoot down the street.
I'm like, what are these giants?
Yeah, he was shooting down the street and the people were bigger than the doors and buildings behind him.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know if they'll shrink just their character size or whatever, or building size. I don't know.
Oh, that'll all get fixed.
Yeah, I hope so. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's a World War II shooter. And let's talk about this since we're on this subject. We'll come back to our one topic here. But Battlefield, the next Battlefield game, there's talks.
I was about to say the same thing. We should just skip.
Yeah. The next Battlefield game, there's rumors that it will be World War II setting, based on what a dev said. He said something about them going back to their typical military roots after the abysmal mess that was Hardline, the fans outlash, and they just said he was going back to their gritty military style roots. Now that a lot of people took that as we're going back to World War II, because he said it was going to be new, which Battlefield has, or a new and fresh gameplay for Battlefield, which could mean they're just going to do something...
Civil War.
No. They're just going to do something crazy with a modern, go a little bit more realistic, more tactical, updated engine maybe for modern, or it could mean they're going back to World War II and they're going to do larger maps with more tanks, because that's how you make up for less guns. Like you're big on that.
I don't want that to happen at all.
For because there's less guns and there's way less modular attachments. They had a few things, but how do you make up for that, at least in this day, because everyone's huge on customization, it's a key part of first-person shooters, is that they're gonna do kind of like a planet side thing where you have this huge map, a couple huge maps with way more tanks, with way more people. That's how you make up for it. You make these large-scale World War II battles, and you could even do 3 teams. You could have China, Germany, and America all on one giant map with 100 players on each team. That's how you make up for the gun customization, because then you're just this small person making this small difference in this huge battle conquering. Now that I think would even grasp your attention a little bit more, even though you've lost some of your gun. I think it would for a lot of people, because then you're getting this giant PlanetSide 2 experience in a Battlefield engine in World War II, which people were kind of getting in the mood for, because it's been a while since they've made a World War II shooter. I know you aren't, but
I'm
you
so
got
sick of the future stuff we've been going
Yeah.
through that.
Oh, there's a lot. That's what
I
people
would
are
just
tired
like
of.
today.
See,
I want today.
I know, because this is what happens is one developer does a sci-fi game, sci-fi shooter, does amazing. Every developer does a sci-fi shooter then, and then people get tired. It was the same thing with World War II shooters. Back when PS3 and PS2 were in their heyday, every shooter was World War II, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're so tired of this. I was tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started doing, then Modern Warfare came out, and then
Right.
Battlefield started doing modern, and that's when we started going, everyone was like, oh, everything's modern. And then we started doing the sci-fi, which Call of Duty started, and I wish they wouldn't have.
If Battlefield does anything, they should do what they did in Battlefield 3 and just release a DLC of World War II.
See, they already did that, but it did so
They did that with
successful.
Vietnam.
And that was awesome. It did so successful.
Yeah, it did well. They made a lot of money
Yeah.
as a DLC.
See, and here's EA's mindset. Ooh, we made a lot of money off that DLC. What if we made a full-fledged game out of that and made even
Just
more
gotta
money?
hope that doesn't happen.
See, I want the World War II
I know.
Battlefield. Unless
I
this...
think it
Well,
would.
no. Here's
We'd
the...
have another hardline piece of crap.
Here's the
There's
thing.
going to be certain weapons you could use for certain military bases, and just...
Oh, yeah, they have to do certain...
Yeah, and it would be another hardline.
Right.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I'd go that far. That's exactly what would happen.
Because Hardline was straying from what their military to something stupid. It should have been a DLC. Here's how Hardline could have worked out. They should have made it a DLC, like you're saying, for $20, and it's in the Battlefield 4 menu.
Which
It's
is
like,
what they
here, you want to
should
play
have did,
Hardline?
but
Yeah, but they didn't do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all another topic, but I think everyone would agree it should have been just a DLC. And they could have even just, like, one of the things they tried to do was change up how things were done in the multiplayer and stuff, is what they shouldn't have touched. And did what everyone said actually was still pretty good, and that was the campaign. Everyone said the campaign for Hardline was quite enjoyable for cops and robbers and stuff.
I'm gonna say, yeah, they say it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I know Angry
for
Joe
a
wasn't
Battlefield game where the campaign normally is lackluster because everyone wants to play multiplayer.
Maybe, like what we hope for, no campaign, all multiplayer, and then they can take out all these DLCs.
See, here's the thing with that, though, is a lot of people still want a campaign. A lot of people.
Then you play Call of Duty.
Especially critics. I don't want a campaign Call of Duty.
I don't want to campaign.
But here's the thing, here's how they justify. They go, yeah, we're gonna do less on the campaign, or we'll take out the campaign, we'll focus more on multiplayer.
What's the point of a campaign?
But listen, these giant companies like EA, they don't put more focus in multiplayer. They just copy and paste and sell. And they go, oh yeah, but we put more time into it. But you didn't put more time into it. If they actually took that extra money that they're not putting in a campaign and actually put it in a multiplayer, then it'd be worth doing. But they don't do that. These huge studios do not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Star Wars Battlefront. Oh, no campaign. Where's all the extra money they had from?
Well,
No campaign.
Pre-order, you get that cool season pass.
Yeah, you get cool emojis and
They
stuff.
picked it out because the movie was coming out. And just,
Oh, that's exactly what got
No,
rushed.
no, they did. Yeah, they tried
picked
to
it out
rush
because
it.
the movie was coming out, and
But here's my thing. You had this
All the
perfect
fanboys
template from the last two Battlefront games that did amazing, and they wasted it because they rushed it out. And like I said, you had all this extra money from doing no campaign, and there's 4 maps and stupid survival mode.
I did the same thing.
Unbalanced, and it's...
Movie was coming out around the same time I was making a game.
See, but I don't want that. I want you to take the time to make a good game, but they're not going to do
I
that.
didn't really care if it's Battlefront.
It was a cash in. This giant cash grab,
Yeah,
and that's what I hate.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
It did work. Oh, it
Yeah.
did.
They put that money toward the new Battlefield.
All right, let's. Yeah. They won't do that.
No.
Our next topic is Division gameplay came out, beta gameplay. I watched a ton of Twitch gameplay. I didn't get into the beta. I could have gotten into the beta actually.
I missed it.
I didn't. I didn't have time. I've been doing so much stuff with the channel and other stuff. I forgot about it and missed it. So, but I watched so much gameplay recently on Twitch. I watched Summit play it for a while, and I watched The Force. If any of you guys know those guys, I'm sure you do. And there's just so much you can do. It's so cool if they can do this. This is the first. It's the best way. The Force actually said it this way. It's Destiny in a modern setting, but better. It's how Destiny should have been. It's this open world, but the players make, you know, it's an MMORPG. Right. And but it has the shooter elements, which appeases the console gamers because they like that more shooter style gameplay. They're not.
Right.
You can tell the different PC like the RPG style. So this appeases all, you know, all people, all styles. It's such a mix of genres. And it looks so much fun. My favorite thing, you won't be surprised, is that you can be a rogue. And you can literally travel by yourself, but you have to have these certain perks, which is awesome. I love these perk system. It's so unique to each player and how you want to play the game. There's all these different... The best way to describe it is it's a MOBA mentality they're going for. You know, what items do you want to choose for your champion? It's the same set as this with these perks. They work the same way. How do you want to play that character? How do you want to play with the team? And what I liked about Rogue is you can... Eventually on the server, everyone will figure out you're the rogue. Because they'll start to notice you. You just switch servers at that point because you still keep all your stuff and your stats.
I already said what's going to happen when we play with you.
Yeah, but see, I don't have an Xbox. I'm getting it on PC. It looks beautiful. It looks freaking gorgeous on PC. It's incredible. Everyone's talking about how amazing it looks. But the thing I like about Rogue is you can...
Yeah. If it's anything like Battlefield, you won't even get to play a game.
I know, right?
2 weeks after it's released.
But anyway, like, just how you can handle situations, and it's cool because he was talking about, the Force was talking about how to play a rogue, because he was doing it, and literally going up to people and going, oh, hey, you seen any rogues and stuff, and just playing as this because you communicate with players around you. And it's just so cool, this persistent universe that I've been waiting for a game like this to be made, and they're making it. Of course, there's going to be times that I'll play, with a team and stuff, but just the strategy of it and learning, it's important to learn maps and you know where to go and stuff to, like, get away from people, and it's crazy, just anything can happen. There's people that will want to work as a team because you get certain perks and bonuses and all this cool stuff. It's crazy. So I wasn't too excited until I saw this gameplay. Now I want it. Definitely play it. I'm in pre-order.
I've been in since E3.
I know you've been seeing me not as much. I was actually more excited about Rainbow Six Siege, which didn't impress me when it came out.
Yeah, I told you what was going to happen with that.
What?
What was going to happen?
It did well.
I'm sure it did well, but without a team, without your team base,
I kind of had the same problem that Evolve had. As cool as the idea and game was, the problem was that you couldn't get people that were, everyone.
It's not just that; it's unbalanced. It was either unbalanced weapons or unbalanced monsters. There were only 3 monsters. They cut content out, tried to sell it as DLC, and their community just went nope, right out the window. And they tried to, go, oh, our families, we need the money. No, you're money sucking people dry.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of The Division? You guys watched gameplay?
I watched a good bit of gameplay. I thought it looked really good. Like,
even on console.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
If you look at the comparison, your mind's gonna be blown.
I don't care about that though.
I know you don't. I'm just saying that's why I would PC. It's just all the stuff they're talking about in the Snowdrop engine. I want to see, and it cuts so much of that out. This is the only thing I don't like.
Turd if it was in HD.
Here's the only thing.
There's a big turd on your screen. You'd be like, that's a nice turd.
It would be a nice turd. It'd be a steaming pile of goodness on my screen. Here's the only thing that bothers me is that they were showing off this Snowdrop engine. They're like, look at all these cool effects, look at all this engine, and then they cut it out of console without telling the people. And they also lied when they did their demo, and we were like, wow, look how good this looks. They were playing on PC but claimed they played on PS4. I hate that. Do not lie to your players like that. Just say we're playing on PC to show off our engine. They cut out all these features because people were going to buy it literally for some of those cool features that were going to be in there, and they're not. Half of them are not even on console, which is ridiculous. So anyway, a little rant there, but go on about The Division. What your thoughts are?
No, I just thought it looks good. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Like, I feel like it could get frustrating when you get to places like when you're in the dark zone where people can just start jacking stuff.
Because you lose all your stuff.
That's where you'll find me, the rogue.
Yeah, that's
That's where you'll find me.
That's where I'm going to drop you.
Hey, you won't know. I'll lie. Well, you would know, but nobody else would.
I know you personally.
Listen,
Exactly how you play.
Listen, I'll ignore you guys and shoot everybody else.
You guys get the game on PC and you're playing with Caliber. Just put him out of his misery.
Wow, why would you do that?
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see how it all flushes out, though. Because it's one of those games that, like, it could end up looking great and a good bit of people enjoy it and stuff, and then all of a sudden...
It could be
a
Destiny, like Destiny.
Right, you get the huge audience in there, and then everyone's just like, maybe not. Because, like, for example, Destiny got really repetitive. The same things.
Oh yeah, there was lots of things.
Yeah, like,
from
so it was always the same mission, always the same this. You know, it just never just got worn out by it.
And then, except that new DLC is supposed to be amazing. It saved the whole
I
franchise.
think the vision is just going to be good, especially when you're in a dark zone because you're actually trying to survive.
Yeah,
They made
that'll
it
be
so
interesting.
if you die, your stuff's gone. So you
Yeah.
actually have to fight for your things, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's the first time for me and something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of PC gamers play a lot of games like that, and now it's starting to seep over to consoles because it is technically, like I said, it's so many genres. It's also a survival game because you are going to lose, like I said, you're going to lose stuff and you're going to be fighting to keep it.
I mean, that's probably when you're going to want to whip your controller at the TV or
Yeah.
break your console, but it's the game.
Call me crazy, but I mean, if this is a success, I'm even more excited for what the sequel will hold. Maybe factions with bases,
Yeah, but
stuff like that would be super
I was
cool.
gonna say, I don't think this will be necessarily a sequel type game as much as it'll be DLC adding huge chunks.
Oh yeah, well, because it's an MMORPG. Yeah, it's gonna last for a while, but I still see a possible sequel if it does really well. Next is there was a new gameplay trailer for Doom. Conan O'Brien also did a gameplay video.
It was more fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but there was a lot shown in that gameplay. I'm sure there's some other things out there, but from what I've seen, it looks badass, and I want to play it. I actually might go as far as it's up there a little past the Division for me. One, because it's a Bethesda, and two, because it's Doom. And I played the first Doom. I never played the third Doom, unfortunately. I played the first one because it was one of the first shooters literally ever made, and it was awesome. I used to play it with my friends and stuff, just shooting each other and then playing through the levels.
Looks like a fun game. I'll probably watch you play it. I probably won't buy it.
I don't know. Remember that demo at E3? The different maps and the awesome multiplayer game. It looks awesome. I think it's gonna be awesome. Justin?
Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking about Doom. That's what
I got distracted because I was looking up the Snowdrop engine. Where'd you hear that they're not doing it on consoles? I got here in a Polygon they're talking about it, that it's going to be on consoles still.
Well, it's the Snowdrop engine. They just cut a lot of the features out.
Oh, well, yeah, that's going to happen.
Like huge amount of features. But they advertised it like it was going to be on consoles. And that's what I don't like. Just say, look, these features are not going to be on console.
Yeah, well,
you're still going to get an outrage, but not nearly as much because you admit it.
It'll be the Snowdrop engine light.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it'll be.
If we're talking about Doom, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Doom stuff I watched that trailer with you, that like gameplay trailer, and then I also watched Conan O'Brien in his review, which was hysterical. But I think Doom will be fun. It'll be hard, but it's not a game I'll probably buy myself. Just because it's not...
I mean, when you guys watch the gameplay at E3, you guys were pumped.
because I think
attracted to it.
It
looks cool, but I'm not
Yeah.
attracted to it.
You'll have to see first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, if like all my buddies are like, "Hey, I got Doom, let's go," I'll probably get it. 'Cause, you gotta be able to play all the games with everyone. But it's nothing that I would go out of my way right now to get, just because I haven't been.
I think it's on my list to go out of my way to get.
Yeah, obviously I've never played.
But we know I'm a Bethesda fanboy.
Yeah.
I just like every game they play. They shit gold. They literally shit Todd Howard, the God Almighty, our Lord and Savior, Todd Howard. But I think this was done by a studio. They're just publishing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. What is it?
But still,
right?
Even what they published Dishonored 2. They've published The Evil Within. They literally just publish good games. Also, they're very selective.
Wasn't that good?
It was still
enjoyable.
7. It was,
which
is good.
With that.
Let's put it this way: Bethesda doesn't publish anything that wasn't at least enjoyable and good. Dishonored 2. Dishonored was literally one of my favorite games of all time. I still recommend that you guys play that.
Yeah, wasn't it free on Xbox for a while?
I would recommend playing it.
If it was, I downloaded.
It's not open world because I know you're not a huge open world fan. It's like a linear, but you find your own way to complete the missions, like
Right.
Wolfenstein. Okay. Well, you want to talk about the next Nintendo console and the rumors about it? Nintendo NX, I think it is.
I think that's what they're calling it.
Yeah, they're calling it Nintendo NX. He
Right
said it was
now,
called
their code name.
Yeah.
It's better than their other code names.
This is more
code name was
what we
Dolphin.
hope Nintendo NX will be.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that it's
well, especially because they're saying like they said it's what 900. Wow, I just thought.
You had a mind for it there?
Yeah.
A little rough? A little some struggles?
900p, which is weird number because like it's normally 720 or 1080p.
Yeah, that's weird.
But they're saying 900, but they're saying it's up to the specs, if not better than everything currently out.
Yeah, they were claiming
Which is
better
exciting.
than the consoles
Yeah.
right now, which is sad that these consoles are behind as much as they are.
But and as we were talking about earlier, what I'm most excited for is if they're able to do that, and if they're able to stay in an area that third party gets back on.
Yeah, they have to have the third party.
Yeah.
Because then I just want the Nintendo. I would definitely get a Nintendo console because I'm getting Legend of Zelda.
Right.
I'm getting
any
Super
game,
Smash Bros.
Any game Nintendo makes,
Yeah.
you would get, and then it would just be convenient and really nice to just be able to also get all the third party games that everyone's playing.
And we actually have a controller,
Yeah.
not the giant
Yeah, I don't want the tablet.
desktop.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so
TV
dumb. That
screen.
whole system was ugly.
Yeah. And I wasn't a fan of that. But I mean, that's what's tough too, because like all of us are still a
What
fan
I'm-
of the games.
what I'm
We play
worried-
Mario Kart like crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I love Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But I
They made
don't.
something that looked like the GameCube again.
Dude, if they made the game,
See,
if they just made a console with a
GameCube
GameCube controller and just fixed the little C stick, I would probably never want to use another controller.
My
I
only
love
thing
GameCube
is I'm afraid they're going to unveil it and I'm going to see this little box. And the minute I see a little box, I go hardware cut down. Because you cannot put...
Yeah,
look at the
one
Xbox
thing-
and the
I
PS4.
was gonna say that's one thing that Nintendo's notorious for, at least
They're like-
as of late,
they're
is
like,
the
make it small.
there's
Nintendo...
NX.
Yeah.
What we were
Yeah,
hoping.
You were talking
But
about
we were just talking about how we want third parties to get on board so that we can get Nintendo's first party games and third party games back together on one
Yeah.
console instead of having to go,
And
I need a Nintendo console, I need a PlayStation, or I need a...
they have a
Xbox.
hard... Yeah, it has the
Yeah,
hardware.
they need the hardware
We
back.
don't need a little box with zero hardware
And-
just because it's...
And a basic controller. Well, I shouldn't say
Yeah.
the Xbox and stuff, I guess. They're basic now because we're used to them. But like...
A standard controller.
One of the reasons why third party left was they were like, we're not going to spend all this time making a control or supporting a whole separate controller when though the Xbox controller and PlayStation controllers are designed differently as they feel, they have the same exact buttons. It's not like one has more than the other. though.
Yeah.
So...
Just
Unless
give
you get the
me-
Pro controller.
right.
Just give me GameCube 2. Bigger GameCube with better hardware.
Yeah, way better
I
hardware.
would love that because
Yeah.
then I get the old. Give me the old-fashioned GameCube logo load in. Ooh, I'd buy that in an instant just to hear it.
They could charge like $600 for that. People would still buy it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
Yep.
I would keep that thing forever too. I'd never trade that in. Just let me, yeah. Nintendo stuff lasts forever. I miss Nintendo, but
Yeah.
they're not relevant enough for me to buy a Wii U. Relevant in the fact that their hardware doesn't keep up. They don't have third-party games. And I don't want to pay as much as these consoles to have less content.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I mean, if you just simply look at the Wii U has a 32 gig hard drive in it.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's not gonna
My
be-
phone has more space than a console, and then you're going to tell me to download games? Remember, we had Smash Brothers I downloaded and my drive was full.
Yeah.
One game. I did one game.
To play Mario.
Oh,
Yeah.
and their response was, well, you can get an external hard drive.
Yeah.
Why do I want to buy another
No,
hard
yeah, that's
drive?
not a solution.
And
And
they're-
sure, you do it with other consoles, but at least they start you with
Well, that's
500 to a terabyte.
That's because the games are 60 gigs.
Right.
And the other problem was that they spent all that money on that handheld iPad that
Yeah,
uses
exactly.
your controller.
Stupid.
It's true, though.
They were trying to do a home entertainment system with a console, but
Yeah.
they didn't have everything they needed for it. They needed to focus more on the gamers right now.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, if they just got rid of all the home entertainment and just focused on games, just the third party, that would make it because I'm getting the Nintendo games.
Yeah.
I would get it.
Yep.
As long as I can just install Netflix on it. We all know how I use Netflix on my console. It's the only thing I can play it on. Alright, let's jump into our next subject just real quick. Well, we might discuss it for a little while. Titanfall 2 will have an official campaign this time, which I think is stupid.
Well, like you said earlier,
It's EA.
People want a campaign.
Yeah, but Titanfall 2, everyone knew what they were getting into with no campaign. It was originally almost no campaign. They just had this stupid multiplayer piece of crap shouldn't game. EA's like, oh, we need a campaign in there.
Well, I think the problem too is they're going to put this campaign and people are going to complain.
About the multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's going to suck it all.
Because everything's going to focus then to the campaign.
That's why we should get rid of campaign and Battlefield.
But Battlefield's been known to have good campaigns, except for their last one was a little weak. And
But that's just
Even
it though.
Battlefield 3 wasn't that good.
No one is still playing Battlefield to play the campaign.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if
The only reason people play is to get those extra weapons.
Or let me throw
people
this
don't
at
mind
you.
no campaign as long as you actually put the work into multiplayer and it's worth the experience.
I mean, we talk about this stuff all the time. But let me throw this idea. $60, you get campaign and multiplayer. 30 or 40, you just get multiplayer or campaign. Split the game. Do a premium, you get everything.
But then you're giving
And
EA the excuse they need to start cutting content.
They're doing it anyways.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so...
You're giving them
if they're gonna do it,
the leeway there.
Yeah. But if they're going to do it anyways, then why not just say, all right, well then I don't want to pay for all of it. Just let me pay, I only play multiplayer. I've never played through the campaign of Battlefield.
Only in Bad Company.
Yeah, Bad Company. That's
Never even played through Bad Company. When
Bad Company was a
he and I
good
played,
campaign.
nothing but multiplayer.
It was a good campaign.
If
With
they went back to their
memorable
nitty gritty stuff and went back to Bad Company, then I'd be happy because that was fun.
Yeah, why?
But that would be the only reason I'd play the campaign.
They were talking about their devs were talking about Bad Company. They're like, are we ever going to see Bad Company 3? Bad Company 1 and 2 were such amazing games. You know, they were so loved by the fans, and they actually still have player bases today.
Right.
And they talked about it, and they're like, well, that's one of the series and their titles that they're afraid to mess up. They're like, it's hard to tell what made that game so great. You know, what was the key ingredient in that?
In the campaign, they had one-liners. It was good, pretty decent story. The gameplay was just fun.
I think they're mainly focused on that. Well, first of all, they were worried about the story and campaign characters and stuff. They're also worried about mainly that multiplayer ingredient. What was so great that multiplayer is still played today on Bad Company 2 and 1. 1 still has player base on both consoles and even on PC. They still have a strong community on PC.
Right.
It was.
They have a really strong following still on PC.
Yeah, that's and they're just worried, which I'm glad that they're worried about. I don't want them to skip off.
Oh, it's good to see the developer get nervous about that stuff. Because if they don't, then you get COD.
Mm-hmm.
Not like
It's the easiest way to put it.
It is. It's the truth though, because
if
that's
you want to
essentially
install a
what happened.
first-person shooter, it's always just Call of Duty.
Well,
Oh, it's like COD.
and
It sucks.
And they're to the point now that they know that they're like the example of what not to do, but since they keep selling, they don't care.
Nope.
And if I was in their shoes, I would be the same way.
No, because Activision sees dollar signs.
Exactly.
It's not the developers. It's the developers are pressured to make a game as fast as possible.
I think they messed up after MW2. They should have quit
Oh, they did,
there
yeah.
and pushed out MW3 and it was garbage.
Oh, that was
terrible.
They tried to bring in another developer to help with it, and it was
It's
just
bad.
Which isn't the Sledgehammer Games is the game they brought in, or the studio they brought in. It's not necessarily their fault. It's they were like, hey, help us work on Call of Duty real quick, and they're like, oh my gosh, okay, why not work on a huge franchise? And then they were pushed into this while working with another studio, and then I give them props. Advanced Warfare is the first one they did by themselves, and they tried to change it. They tried to do their own thing.
I don't think so.
Well, no, because it was all they did the crazy jumping around stuff. So they took a chance
with that exosuit,
and they split the community because you did have a ton of people like, this is awesome, this is crazy, and they loved it. And then you had the rest of the community like, this is the worst Call of Duty I've ever played.
Yeah.
Where I would fall.
It's where you felt because you liked.
It was still Call of Duty. All they added was an exosuit. That was it. You could run or jump real high. That's it.
Well, they did so much of it.
There was still bad spawning. You could still camp, and all the guns were still all the same.
But I attribute that more to Activision. Even though you have a 3-year development, they're like, use this engine, hurry up and push this out, do this, do that, and that's like
and I wouldn't blame the devs for that. That's Activision.
Yeah.
Activision's the one, and
It's the same on EA, pushing dice into making crap.
They're also guilty for that many times, and I think that's why you see Ubisoft or whatever you want to call it
Ubisoft.
slowly floating to the top because they've come to this idea and they're making money off of it now of saying, hey, our studio said they need more time to make this great. Let's give them that.
Yeah, they push back a lot, but there's still
some that they force.
Yeah.
Look at, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And that's, again, they got to have the income coming so they can tell those other studios, take your time.
Yeah, some of their newer, smaller studios are letting them have...
What is it? Their Montreal studio has forever to work on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones doing Division, aren't they? I think they are. Then I want to say it's France, I could be wrong, though, again, comments always correct you, is working on the Ghost Recon. And that's been in they're saying forever.
The Wildlands game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
We just watched that trailer again, and oh my gosh, dude, it looks incredible.
Yeah, I know. I'm pumped for that. That's another persistent universe in the Tom Clancy series.
I've played all the Ghost Recons.
Yeah, they're on a roll. That series is on a roll.
My Minecraft character is
But again,
skinned after
when was the last Ghost Recon game?
That actually probably looks really cool.
Was it Ghost Recon 2? Am I wrong to say that? Which was back in PS3 era?
It was
technically the last Ghost Recon was an MMO an online FPS game they published online.
I'm saying
that didn't do real well.
You have to say they're legit, because I don't even remember that being advertised.
I can't remember what it was called.
It didn't do that well.
Yeah.
You could be 3 different people. You're like a sniper,
but
assault.
It was pay to win. That's why it failed.
Yeah, but my point being,
Ubisoft and money.
They're not making a billion of them. There's not a new Ghost Recon every year.
No.
So that's.
It still looked good.
Yeah.
I had a good amount of hours.
They're pushing different genres now too. Look at Division. Look at the Wildlands.
Yeah.
You got these. Wildlands is looking crazy.
I was speaking of Wildlands, I thought you were talking. Never mind.
You're thinking
a whole different game.
Yeah. You're thinking Far Cry.
That's because I'm not used to this new Ghost Recon style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's gonna be so cool.
But
I can't wait.
That was off. That's not even on our list. But we probably should have been on.
We're off the list.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to say, unrelated to everything, but related to what we're talking about. It's after watching the trailer again, that's my game I want.
Because you can do it. They showed you do that mission 3 different ways. It's almost like Telltale Games.
Not even just 3 different ways, but time of day, different, everything. They just do it all
different attack.
Yeah. Everything. And the idea that you can just be and I'm not even a huge fan of open world, but the fact that it's the way it looked like it was done. I'm just oh, I'm hooked. I want to be able to be you know what? I think this will be easier to handle at night, real quiet. I think just roll in and do it, and then get out.
Yeah.
And then they show the third one, which is what you would do. It's just run in, everyone's done, just blow everyone up and kill everyone. And
it's like when we played the Walking Dead Telltale Games.
Yeah.
You played it, and then I played it, and we were completely different.
Yeah.
And which is awesome.
And I think it's really neat, and I could be reading too much into it, but it looks like how you handle each situation affects huge parts of the game.
Yeah.
That's what I think. At the end of the one, they leave the bad guy, who then goes to the head bad guy and gets punished instead of you even killing him.
Yeah.
And that would be wild to see, if a decision you do here changes the entire outcome for all this.
Yeah. See, I know you're not a huge open world fan, but I think as they start pushing multiple genres and stuff and making changes that are that crazy, you'll start to lean in it, because your problem right now is that they're all the same.
Yeah.
Which you're technically right, a lot of these are very similar.
Oh, yeah.
But as they push the boundaries more and more, you'll start to lean in it because you'll be able to do different things in each open world game that no other open world. Especially with these persistent universes, where you really, really start to affect. These are the kind of games we dreamed of.
Oh, yeah.
When we played games. When the first open world games started coming out, we're like, oh my gosh, they're getting there.
Yeah.
And now we're literally almost there to the point where they're literally simulated universes.
Oh yeah, and it's just really excited to be able to, like I said, the fact that you can make a decision here that affects a whole other part of the game, whereas before it was an open world game that was still in a linear box. You could just
there's something you could shoot wherever you wanted and run people over wherever you wanted.
Yeah.
It was just like a giant world, but you still...
And I think that's one of the reasons why I get frustrated when I play open world games right now, is as much as I want it to be linear,
you can tell
sexy ass back in here.
With computer difficulties as well, won't even turn on.
The battery died.
It's fully charged.
Hey,
do a
at least it looked like you were doing something.
SMC reset.
We'll do that after this because I don't even know what you said.
I know. I think it'd be really good for the video if we just whipped our penises out and started jerking off. Group session. I'll hold you.
All right, I'll see you.
Well, then we don't go on YouTube. We go on Pornhub.
Or
we're breaking YouTube boundaries, innovating a new
you just censor
genre.
it.
The ultimate
I
jerk
think it'd
off.
be alright if there's a blur, right?
Yeah, we could get
Why
away
are we
with
keep
the blur.
discussing this?
We'd get more views.
I don't know.
Ultimate jerk off
I think we'd get more
session.
views.
Right on the LGBT community webpage. Incestuous
Hey.
jerk off session.
That was terrible, all of it.
We're gonna
Okay.
keep that out completely.
Oh my
No,
god.
that needs to be in there.
Okay.
Tune in next week to see us all getting arrested.
No, we can get away with that legally. We can legally get away with that. Anyway,
Do you get money at that point? You
Yeah,
still
what
get-
point
you
are
still
they just like, yeah, you don't get money now?
that's way too much. No YouTube partnership for you.
Gosh.
Anyway, what I wanted to say, we were talking about
Wildlands. Open world.
well, we were
games.
talking about open world games pushing
Right.
and how you would get more interesting the more the persistent they get,
Yeah.
the universes get. But here's my thing. I think in recent years, the game that really set the bar and pushed every studio forward was GTA 5.
Yeah.
That was the first time everyone was like, oh my god.
Here's what I want to say. Not to interrupt, but I just thought about it. This is how I would describe it. I don't want a side mission that has nothing to do with the story. I want a side mission that when I do that, it affects something that's going to happen in the story now.
Or just affects
And that's
somewhere
essentially
something in the
what
universe.
you guys experienced with Fallout.
Well, that's why I quit playing Skyrim.
But like, it's so frustrating when you do a side mission like in Far Cry, and it'd be like, all right, cool, you saved the guy that was getting attacked by pigs.
And you get
all right, yeah. And I'm like,
or
why
you
not do
get
that?
something out of the side
Yeah.
quest.
I want it to.
Well, that's what Fallout did. I got a ton of stuff after
Yeah.
doing a lot of those side quests.
But like, that's what I want. I want the whole open world to be my story.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah.
That's what they're shooting for.
Yeah.
I think GTA was the first game to really push that.
Really pushed it.
Push
yeah.
that envelope. They're like, here, we're going there.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I find it amazing that even Todd Howard from Bethesda, he said when that game came out, they were all playing it, and we were all just sitting there, and he goes, we were like, how did they do this? He's like, and he goes, it inspired some things for Fallout, and he goes, but even where, they were so far in development,
Right.
He was like, wow, this is gonna be tough for our game now, It's crazy, like, that everyone's mind was blown. They're like, how is this even gonna run on, like, consoles?
Yep.
Which, props to Rockstar, not only did they get it to run and look good on consoles, it also, amazing PC port. I've had no performance
Though
issues. It runs
delayed
so
several
smoothly.
times.
Huh?
I said though delayed several times.
But that's good.
That's
That's
due
I'm
to
fine with
making
that.
it-
Fine
yeah.
with pushing back.
Yeah, as long as it's good. Yeah.
And it looks good too. It's got props that the difference isn't insane between consoles and PC this time. And they found that perfect balance of graphics where it looks really good, but it's not enough that everything chugs down.
Right.
Like Assassin's Creed Unity, which those
Is it bad?
morons.
I say
Is
we
that bad?
close it.
Unity?
Unity? Oh yeah,
Great.
awful.
Awful?
Oh, so they rushed piece of crap. Dude, 20 frames per second on PC and console. When you lag on console,
James.
that's real bad. What are you doing right now?
He's closing out. Dave Chappelle, remember?
What?
Unity.
Oh.
Punches him in the head with the Unity ring or whatever.
That should be the title of this video.
Yeah.
No one would know what we're talking about.
That's exactly why they click on it.
Alright.
Oh god.
Anyway, that's the end of our video. Anyone else have anything else?
No, I think.
Oh! Thanks for all the support on that last video. I know
Yeah, that was
everyone came
awesome.
back.
Thank you very much.
Our most viewed video, we gained a decent amount of subscribers. We gained like 15 subscribers,
Nice.
which is good for us.
That's good for us.
Yeah, for us, that is good.
We're guys in a cave.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.